Morning everyone, it is Monday morning and we are going to be feeding the first load of feed to the milk cows. Pretty straightforward. Just want to show you guys one thing that we did here. We put snow chains on our feed wagon tractors. So this 7130, she's struggling to get traction on those hard patches of ice and snow, and we kind of got sick of spreading gravel around already. So we just threw some snow chains on there. Funny story, Dad wanted to put snow chains on this thing, and he was like, okay, we'll order some new ones, get some brand new snow chains. So he does that. They show up, and he says they're too aggressive. These are the new ones. You can see they got little V's welded on the chain links, and apparently these are ice chains. Anyway, we got a brand new set of then ice chains that we're never going to use, but oh well, who cares? We are not going to be struggling for traction anymore. Let's get these things started up. We always start the New Holland wheel loader, let it run inside the shop here, and then we start the feed wagon, back it out, and then we come back for the loader, and it's nice and warm, and you can go drive fast right away. The real solution, though, for traction would be a tractor with front wheel assist. That would be the nicest, you know, like the 2210 Genesis that's in the shop right now. That would be a beautiful tractor to have in front of the feed wagon. We're not putting it in front of the feed wagon just because it's going to hour up like crazy and kind of run that tractor down. We're in the freestall barn now. We just filled the feed wagon with silage. Still gotta put grain in there, but I took the loader over to here to scrape the alley clean. So we've got quite a bit of feed build up here, and that's where the Juno drives, and it's kind of slipping on there. It's been making the Juno's job a little bit difficult, so we're gonna use that sharp cutting blade on the edge of the bucket there to scrape it right off here. See how that goes. Mostly just need to stay lined up properly, and then we'll just scrape this out the back. We will not feed this to the cows or anyone in the corrals. This will just be strictly waste. There's still a little bit left, but this is still a lot better. Substantially better. The pile that we got out of it is right there. Pretty good amount of buildup. We'll just scrape that into the slot, and it'll go to the manure pit. That'll mix in with all the liquid. What are you doing? Man, the amount of cows that do this to their own water will always just confuse me. Oh well, what do you do? What do you do? Cows will be cows. I think it's gonna be a bit of a brutal go getting grain in the feed wagon this morning. We had rain on Saturday night. It's Monday morning now, so everything was soaked. Like, we got, my guess would be, 3/10 of rain, 10 mils almost, a good amount. So everything was soaked, and it's about -4 degrees now, so everything froze. And I'm just trying to start the first bin here, and this switch is frozen solid. It's just iced. So don't want to break anything. The worst case, you'll get it on and then something will snap and you won't be able to turn it off, and you'll put way too much grain in the wagon. Just want to kind of tap it with something, maybe a rubber mallet. Got that one to go. Auger started up, that's good, because the door was closed and the guy that fed yesterday ran that auger empty before he shut it off. We're gonna do the same. We finished up in the barn, and now we're gonna take close-ups out of the pens. We got a lot of cows to take out today, and a lot of heifers, I think. So only problem is this is a sheet of ice, so Dad's grabbing the loader with some gravel and he's just gonna shake it out here, because otherwise cows are going to slip on the ice. It's the classic Bambi effect that we're trying to avoid. Cows don't do well on ice, so put some traction down on the ground for them, and then we'll start picking them out. That's a bit better. Got a group of 18 close-up animals that are going into the barn this week. That is sweet. It's a lot of milk right there coming into the barn again. Close-up group was also looking pretty light. Not so many animals in there. Putting this group of ladies in there is going to fix that. Dad's going to go sprinkle some more gravel by the barn there, because it is just a sheet of ice there too, as it's right beside the barn. And it has been dripping off of the slanted roof there. And we don't want to send these ladies down on the ice. So a couple minutes and we'll put them in the barn. The next thing we're going to be doing today is replacing the rubber flaps in our hay buster or bale buster from Highline. This thing has 2 rollers in the chamber here, so 1 and 2, and they have rubber flaps on there. As you guys can see, they're not doing so good, so we're going to replace them. I think we cut off a bunch of chunks off of this roller just because they were so loose. They're just hanging there, and we didn't want to send them through the shredder itself to preserve the shredders. So that's what we're doing today. We got 4 brand new flaps, and we got a whole bunch of bolts to take loose. So got the impact, got a wrench, and we should be ready to go. Okay, well, I am tuckered right out after that, but we got 4 new rubber flaps in there, so it is looking great. Definitely just happened to be that I started with the easier side, And the second roller that I did was with a lot more rusted bolts, so that sucked. So this is a top-down view. I count 10 bolts on this left roller on just the one rubber flap that we had to replace. The other ones are just rusted that bad, and of course that means taking them off wasn't fun either, so just double check for tools. I don't think there's any left in there, so it would suck to send a crowbar through this thing. I think we'd be done with it. Be relying on that thing for a while longer again. But we're gonna go try it out in the corrals now. I'm actually quite excited to try this thing out in the corral, because the new lights on this thing are just insane. Dude, I think a new Fendt tractor doesn't even have this many lights. That is sick. Just all the lights in the world. Okay, we're shredding the first bale in the corral here. We'll start with the good news. The lights are awesome. Absolutely light everything up. Bad news, we plugged it on the first go. Not even halfway done that first bale, and she's plugged right full. I think we just made it too aggressive, and maybe it's a little bit rusted and not so nice clean, and the straw doesn't slide over the metal so nicely, and it just kind of hung up. So we'll also back off how aggressive it is. That usually helps prevent plugging up as well. Yeah, no, it's did work pretty good. Shredded some nice straw. It's quite a bit different than shaking out the straw with the wheel loader. It shreds it a lot finer, which is better for cleaning the straw pack out in the spring. The corrals got their bedding. Now we're putting it in the back barn. Gonna end the video with a positive update. We should be getting the panels this week or next week. The end of this week or next week sometime, so that is going to be awesome. You can see we've made a couple of temporary panels. Our local dealer had 3 spare, actually I think 5 spare gates for the front, so we got those, and we're just waiting on the rest. So if we had to, we would go and have bought plywood for everything if we had the front gates, but it's just not practical. Quite a few people asked us, why don't you build put a plywood in front there too, but how do you mount the buckets? And now we got the news that hopefully they're going to be showing up sooner than later. So yeah, that's going to be awesome to kind of wrap this up. Cheese building still, I guess now for like 4 or 5 weeks. Nothing's happened there, so that's frustrating, but it is what it is. It'll probably happen after Christmas now because the holidays are just around the corner and people take some time off there for the holidays, which is no problem. But, probably just gonna happen to be in the new year when they start doing that cheese building again. So the cheese equipment too is, it's gonna take time to get out here too yet. So it would be nice to see some progress, but it is what it is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.